Hi, my name's Trev Hutchings and this is the iRig2. So what is in the box? Well, first you've got a couple of bits of card in here. The first one has a link to the manual because the manual was not in the box. It's actually electronic download. And it's also got a link for warranty information. The other card is like your registry product card that's got the serial number for your iRig, and it's also got a link to the download of Amplitude, which the Android version doesn't work on the iRig2. So that's great if you've got an iOS device, but if you've got an Android device, don't worry about the Amplitude because it doesn't work. Also in the box we've got the iRig2 itself, unsurprisingly, and a Velcro strip. Now the idea of the Velcro strip is you slide it through the little clip on the back, and in a rather basic way you're supposed to use that to clip this to a microphone stand. But unless you've got a mobile phone holder for your microphone stand as well, the Velcro is probably never going to come out the box. And the other thing that I noticed straight off when taking this out of the box is that the cable that runs between, that connects the iRig2 to your mobile phone or tablet is actually very short. And probably worse than that, it's not detachable, so you can't even put in a longer one if you want to. And with that kind of distance, I'm just not seeing how you could connect that to a microphone stand and have enough cable left to connect to your mobile phone on a mobile phone holder. But I haven't got that set up, so maybe it's possible. Right, well, what have we got on the actual device itself? Well, obviously we've got the cable that connects to your mobile phone into the 3.5mm headset socket. That is a socket that supports both microphone and headphones. And at the other end we've got a socket here, 3.5mm socket again, and this one's for your headphones. So you can plug your headphones in there. Then next to that we've got a socket, a 1/4" jack socket, which will take a standard guitar lead. You can plug a standard guitar lead in there into that socket, and then you plug the other end into your guitar. And at the other end we've got another socket, exactly the same, another mono 1/4" jack socket, and this one is for you to plug another guitar cable into, and then you can plug the other end of that guitar cable into something like a guitar amp, so that you can listen into your guitar through a guitar amp or a monitor or something like that, instead of through the headphones. And I guess in theory you could use both the headphones and the guitar output sockets at the same time, but I'm not really sure why you would do that. Now on one side of this we've also got two other items here. We've got a thumb wheel, which is for the gain, and what that does is, they call it a thumbnail, but really you should call it a thumb wheel. They call it a thumb wheel, but it should really be called a nail wheel, because you really need nails to get in there and move it, because it's quite tricky otherwise. But what that does is increase or decrease the amount of output from your guitar to your mobile phone or tablet. It doesn't affect the output to an amplifier. So I'm pretty sure it doesn't affect the volume to the headphones either. So they are independent. It's just determining how much of the volume you send to your mobile phone or tablet. The other connector, or rather the other part on here, is a switch, a toggle if you like, and it's marked through and FX. And basically when it's in the through position, the sound from your guitar goes in that side and then comes out that side and goes straight to your amplifier or to out this side to your headphones, and it's just the sound of your guitar. If you swap it over to FX, then what happens is it switches that circuit off, and what you actually listen to is whatever's being monitored in the app that you're using on your phone or tablet. And in that sense, if you're using your phone or tablet with effects on that track, then what you will hear is your guitar and those effects when it's switched to FX, and that's why it's called FX. But it's no FX built into this, it's just the terminology is based on the idea that you're getting the effects from your mobile phone. So how does it sound? Well, I'm just about to show you, or rather let you hear what it sounds like with the next clip of video coming up. And for that, I've done 3 recordings, all with my PRS SE guitar. And the first one is recorded with a straightforward splitter cable, which is significantly cheaper than the iRig2. The second recording you'll hear is the iRig2 itself. And for the third one, you'll hear a recording that's been made with this Zoom U22 portable audio interface. As you may or may have not noticed with those recordings, the first one that was done with the splitter cable sounds more bassier, but in actual fact I don't think it is bassier. I think what's actually happened is that the splitter cable has passed through less of the treble, so whereas the other two sound a little bit more trebly, that's because they've passed more of the clean sound through than the splitter cable. You might have also noticed that in that recording that I recorded it in an app called BandLab. So yes, the iRig2 works with BandLab. I also recorded it on an Android phone. So for those of you who have asked me in the past, or actually quite recently too, does the iRig2 work with Android? The answer is it worked with my Samsung A22 and it worked with my older Android tablet. So from where I'm sitting, I'm saying yes. For me, it worked with all my Android devices. It worked with BandLab and it worked with Roland Zenbeats. So yes, it works with Android. As a side note, it's worth noting that while the splitter cable and the iRig2 produce the same level of latency, which for the most part is actually the mobile phone or tablet creating the latency, not those cables. When you use an audio interface, you also have the latency of the audio interface as well. So that kind of like doubles up on the latency. So while the sound may or may not be better by using an audio interface, you're certainly going to have a lot more latency, and that's worth remembering. And next, well, is it worth buying? Well, I did try it with a product called Tonebridge, which is specifically for effects, and certainly with an Android device, the amount of latency that you get, I think, is too much to actually use your Android device as a effects board instead of using guitar pedals. So I would say I wouldn't recommend using the iRig2 or buying it if your intention is to use your mobile phone as your guitar FX instead of guitar pedals, because the latency would be too much. But if you are thinking of buying one because you want to record your guitar straight into your phone or tablet for products like, for recording it into products like BandLab or Roland ZenBeats, and you've got a mobile phone or tablet that's got a 3.5mm headset socket, and that's one that supports headphones and microphone, then yes, I think it's really worth considering. It's a very convenient way of doing it. And although it's more expensive than using a splitter cable, I do think it's more convenient.